WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock. One person is dead after a shooting in Calhoun City Friday night. Police Chief Latana Williams says officers responded to a call around 7:30 last night. Once on the scene, they found a victim with gunshot wounds. There are no suspects at the moment. Williams says the incident is under investigation. We're going to have more details as soon as they become available. A pilot walks away with minor injuries after his plane crashes into an airport hangar and catches fire. The incident happened just after sunrise this morning at the Columbus Lowndes Airport. Public Information Officer Joe Dillon says the pilot was attempting to prime the airplane's engine by manually moving the propeller when the engine started unexpectedly. The unmanned aircraft then moved forward and struck an electrical panel, then a hangar. The pilot refused medical treatment. The hangar took on major damage. No one else was involved in the accident. Columbus Fire and Rescue responded to the scene and quickly put the fire out. The National Transportation Safety Board has been notified of the accident. And an overnight fire did severe damage to a Tupelo restaurant. WCBI's Chad Groening has more.
Sink, dishwashing area.
The rear of Bishop's Barbecue on West Main is completely gutted after an overnight fire apparently ignited in the ceiling of the structure. Nobody was in the building around 3:17 when a passing sheriff's deputy spotted smoke coming out of the building. Owner Ronnie Bishop says he got the call around 5:30 a.m.
Came down and they had already extinguished the fire. We were just, we're still in shock at all the, I've never had to go through this before, but anyway, it's a total loss, everything. We just lost everything. And they did determine no foul play. That was good. Then they actually think it started in the not in the kitchen, but it was in the ceiling. It's the back door entrance, so right in the ceiling. Something maybe wiring or something of that nature. But they have a full report by Monday.
Once we got on scene, that's all we saw originally was smoke. But once the interior crews got in there with the hand lines, there was some fire in the back room back towards the back.
And the ward law says the fire marshal has made a preliminary evaluation.
Best he can tell, of course it is still under investigation, is the origin of the fire was up high towards the ceiling in the back room, towards the back of the kitchen. Not sure if it's mechanical or electrical, it's too early to tell that.
Ward law says it was fortunate that fire station number 2 was within 100 yards of the building.
It makes a big difference in quick attack to get on scene and see what you got and get a hose line in there, because it's all about getting the water on the fire as quick as you can on the seat of the fire to put that fire out. So it's very important.
Even though the fire at the West Main store is devastating to both employees and valued customers of Bishop's, there are 6 other alternatives, including this store in Sotillo, so no one will be out of a job.
We have plenty of room for the employees that were worried to death this morning about their jobs. Oh God, we got plenty of work for everybody. So thankfully, there's an abundance of work for everyone. So no one will miss a lick as far as their paychecks.
There is plenty to clean up. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
Bishop says he hopes to have the West Main store up and running sometime before the end of this year.
It was sure nice to see the sunshine today, but clouds are building here as we head into the evening. Right now, sitting at 55 in Columbus with generally light south and southwest winds at 3 to 8 miles an hour. 55 in Columbus and in West Point, 54 in Starkville, still 61 down in Kosciuszko. Let's take a look at this here. Look at the southeast. We don't see any rain. Isn't that nice to see after all of the flooding we've been dealing with? Still, the rivers are up a bit here in parts of the region. The good news is they'll be draining overnight tonight and throughout the next 48 hours. However, some more scattered showers are on the way as early as tomorrow, especially into tomorrow night. Although we do have the chance for rain, the concern for rivers right now is low. We'll talk about all of that and much more coming up in just a bit.
Like you said, Jacob, we're getting a much needed break from rain, but some areas of Lowndes County are still underwater. Our DeAndrea Turner checked in at Pirates Cove and tells us how people there are dealing with everything.
For most people, getting to town is as simple as hopping in a car. But for Parker Earhart and his neighbors, they have some more obstacles.
It's rough, we don't have many ways to get out of here. You can't get out of here in a car.
Instead, they scramble through trees and limbs to make it to the bridge just to get to their trucks. Earhart lives in the Pirates Cove community that's been flooded since Tuesday. They are relying on each other and their boats to get around.
Everybody helps everybody, so try to get everybody in and out as much as possible, make sure they got everything they need.
Residents here say the water is coming from the Tombeville Lock and Dam. drowning the area with 10 to 15 inches of water. Earhart says he wants things to change.
I hope the lockmasters figure it out. They know when the rain's coming, and they can open their gates as fast as possible so this doesn't happen again.
This time last year, Pirates Cove was dealing with the same problems. This leaves longtime homeowners like Will Cooper with some questions.
People say it's Mother Nature, but my only point is if you go back to '04 and look at the rainfalls that we've had in the past, we've had similar rains and not the same type of problem. So we're just all real confused about what's happening.
People in this area have told me that the water level has went down 6 inches since last night, but you can still see that this road is still full of water. It actually looks like a river, but residents are hopeful that they can drive out of here by later on tonight.
Cleanup's going to be a lot of work. Just we want the water to go down as soon as possible.
In the meantime, the people in this neighborhood are using the resources they have to try to keep the community together.
You may have heard tornado sirens going off in Starkville today, but don't be alarmed. The sirens went off around noon. Oktibbeha County Emergency Management took to their Twitter to clarify the situation. EOC says the sirens are computer activated, so they aren't sure what could have caused them to go off. They say they are working to find the culprit behind the sirens activating, and they are asking the public to please remain patient as they troubleshoot the issue. Well, in national news, the Trump administration is sending an elite tactical border patrol unit from the southern border to take part in arrest operations across the nation. 100 members of a team called BORTAC will reportedly be dispatched to major sanctuary cities, including Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles. CBS News correspondent Michael George has more from New York on this SWAT equivalent team of the Border Patrol.
The Trump administration plans to deploy Border Patrol agents from the southern border to so-called sanctuary cities across the country to arrest undocumented immigrants. In a statement, the acting director of ICE said, in jurisdictions where we're not allowed to assume custody of aliens from jails, our officers are forced to make at-large arrests of criminal aliens who have been released into communities. President Trump railed against sanctuary cities as a haven for violent offenders in his State of the Union address, and again on Friday as he spoke to members of a Border Patrol agent union at the White House.
American citizens are entitled to safe neighborhoods and safe streets, provided where they're given the opportunity. With sanctuary cities, they're really not given that opportunity.
Sanctuary cities such as Chicago, New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles generally refuse to help the federal government enforce controversial immigration policies.
Your city is on your side. And rest assured, here in Los Angeles, we are not coordinating with ICE.
If anyone thinks that they can come here to our city and terrorize our residents into the shadows, let me say this, they've got another thing coming.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio tweeted, sending SWAT teams trained for rural border areas into our densely populated streets is a formula for disaster that won't make our city any safer. The deployment was announced as President Trump tries to raise pressure on the sanctuary city movement, which has grown during his presidency.
The deployment reportedly would run from February through May. Well, 17 New Albany ballet dancers are having their first real performance tonight. They range in ages from 6 to 17, and they're part of the Christian Conservatory of Dance, which has been in existence for 2.5 years. They open tonight at the Magnolia Civic Center in New Albany for Ballet Magnificat, the world's premier Christian dance company. Rhonda DeFazio is director of the school.
Dancing has the joy of the Almighty God that has created us. And so that is our purpose, is to worship our God for all the days of our lives. And so we share the love of God and reconciliation as well. We have Mission in Motion that goes to nursing homes as well as church services.
DeFazio says many of these young New Albany dancers have never been on stage before tonight's performance. It's a scenario that happens all across the country all too often. We'll tell you what it is and how community members are preparing after the break.
For watching WCBI News at 6 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. It's a scenario that has shaken communities across the country. Church shootings. Today in Amory, pastors, church members, and law enforcement came together to learn what to do if the worst should happen. WCBI's Bobby Martinez was there. He joins us live in the studio with more. Bobby.
Cash, being involved in a shooting anywhere is many people's worst nightmare. But when that type of violence strikes in a place of worship, it affects the congregation and the community. One church wants to make sure its congregation is prepared at all times.
Class was in session at Big B Baptist Church, but this wasn't exactly Sunday school. This seminar was aimed at teaching people how to respond when violence shakes their sanctuary. Tim Oswald is a training officer with the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. He wants to make sure civilians have a course of action they can follow until his department gets to the scene.
The biggest thing that we're trying to convey to all the churches and civilians out is just mainly to have a plan, put it in place, and be ready. I mean, we want to be vigilant at all times, and we'll try to defend ourselves in any type of event like that.
Concern for safety is driving some congregations to go even further to protect their church families. Instead of planning for a reaction, they're getting in front of the issue by formatting security teams.
We're also discussing church security options for different churches in the county and to help them respond to any type of attack that happens.
Mike Bell, admissions director for the Monroe Baptist Association, said he hopes the seminar not only raises awareness at church or school, but also shows the importance of being ready no matter where they are.
It's necessary to be prepared. For the same reason I've got smoke detectors in my house and seat belts in my car. We hope nothing ever happens, but we understand it might.
That is what prompted Charles Wallace to spend his Saturday morning learning how to protect himself. He says one thing he took away from the seminar,
even with dealing with our cell phones, be more aware of our surroundings, whether you're in the movie theater, whether you're in restaurants, and a lot of times people get caught up with their cell phones, so they're not paying attention.
And if you would like to learn more about today's seminar, head to our website, WCBI.com. Cash, back to you.
I hope you liked the beautiful weather today. Unfortunately, it will not last long. Clouds are on their way back in tonight. Some showers after midnight. More rain is in the forecast. We will talk about that right after this.
For WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
That sunshine felt wonderful today, especially given how soggy we have been. Unfortunately, it is not lasting a whole lot longer here. The sun is gone for the night and likely gone for an extended period of time. Clouds building back on in, seeing a mostly cloudy sky with temperatures falling into the middle 50s across the region here after the 6 o'clock hour. Let's talk about the river stages. Big questions you all have been asking. Of course, if you want the latest updates, WCBI.com/rivers has that, or check your mobile app here. We're seeing the Bevel Lock and Dam. The river here is slowly declining now. By the time we get to tomorrow night at 6 p.m. down to 135.8. We should be heading towards 133 by Monday midday. Then the Stennis Lock and Dam, the river stages there, declining very quickly. We've already seen some big changes here. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be down below flood stage, 158.7, and that water exiting rapidly. Monday morning, then about 151 is what we're expecting. Heading into tonight, the chances there for a few isolated showers after midnight. It will not affect our river levels. If you see some sprinkles, perhaps it is doing it demoralizing, if anything, here, but we still don't expect the rivers to rise. The clouds will increase temperatures down into the low to middle 40s overnight tonight. 43 is what we'll call it in Columbus and in Macon, 42 in Vernon, 44 in Houston and in Eupora, Winona at 45. As we carry into tomorrow, the chances there at any point in the day to see a few isolated showers out there. Better odds are in the morning hours, but as we go throughout the day, then I think the chance decreases. Still, I won't rule it out into the afternoon. Maybe some patchy drizzle or patchy sprinkles in spots. Heading for the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. 56 will be the high in Shannon and in New Holka, 56 in Buena Vista, 58 in Smithville, West Alabama, 58 in Kingville, 59 in Ethelsville, Carrollton getting up to 60, and into the Golden Triangle, Mayhew and New Hope. 59 will be our high tomorrow, 60 in Brooksville, 60 also in French Camp. As we look ahead, the chances there, yes, for some showers here heading overnight tonight into early tomorrow. Very light nature here. Not going to bring a lot of rain for us. And then Sunday really overall is mostly cloudy, maybe some sprinkles here and there. Can't be ruled out. We do get a little bit of dry time then heading into early Monday morning. And really by Monday midday, we may sneak some sunshine back on in. But by Monday afternoon into Monday night, the chance for rain is back. This first round, very light, less than 1/10 of an inch. That may be the maximum here. Most spots seeing a trace to perhaps a few hundredths. That's good news. We don't need any more rain. But there is more rain after that. Then, of course, a cold front comes on in. And that's going to bring the chance for more rain heading Monday night into Tuesday with some rain and storms perhaps lasting into Wednesday with some of those scattered showers out there. That could get us up to a 1/2 inch to an inch, generally in areas south of Highway 82. The rain will end by Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, we're dry. On Friday, something we'll be looking forward to, some more sunshine. Cash, I think we are really wanting about 7 days of sunshine. We just can't find that around here.
Honestly, Jacob, how dare you tease us with the sunshine today?
I know, right? We got it today. Did help to dry things off and make things feel a little bit better, I would say, but we could use a lot more.
All right, well, thank you, Jacob. Mississippi State back on the road to take on Arkansas for the second time this season. In case you missed it, Courtney has highlights when we come back.
For WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Mississippi State men's basketball has run into an issue that many teams fighting for a spot in the NCAA tournament have faced this season, that being the ability to win on the road. However, for the most part, the Dogs didn't have any bad losses on the road. That is until State was spanked by an underperforming Ole Miss team in Oxford, 83-58, which means playing at Arkansas for Mississippi State and winning on the road, even that more crucial for the Dogs with a chance to go dancing. Let's get to Bud Walton Arena. Round 2 for the Bulldogs and the Hogs this season. Can State pull out the win twice? Out of opening tip, guard Mason Jones, top of the key. Got it. What a start for the Hogs. They go up 3-0. Right after that, they had a sick dunk, too. Just didn't have time to fit it in. 15 to go. Guard Nick Weatherspoon out on the wing. Buckets. 3-point for the Bulldogs. It's all knotted at 12. Midway through the first half, Hogs forward Adrio Bailey from the corner, bottoms. Hogs take the 20-19 lead. 6 minutes remaining in the first. Off the rebound, the lob to guard DJ Stewart, wham. That'll wake you up. Bulldogs up 27-22, and right before halftime, the Hogs shot swatted away. Carter, already waiting on the wing and ready, pulls up. Bam! Bulldogs with a 40-32 lead at the break. The second half, though, is where things get interesting. 6 and change to go. Guard Robert Woodard fighting his way to the inside, off the glass. Dogs up 69-60. Hogs still fighting under 2 minutes remaining. Guard Desi Sills off the wing in the corner. Nothing but net. Crowd going wild. The Hogs taking the 75-72 lead. And a minute and change remaining. The Hogs losing the ball. Carter with a great read. The steal in transition saying wham, bam, and thank you, ma'am. Dogs back on top, 76-75. And seconds remaining on the clock. Arkansas airballs it. Carter out in transition and in traffic. Can't get the shot to go here. But don't worry, Abdul Adu finishing it off with the tip in. MSU coming away with the win, 78-77. A great road win for Mississippi State. Coming off a 3-game winning streak, Ole Miss men's basketball looking as if the Rebels had finally hit a turning point in the season. The real test, a road match against 12th-ranked Kentucky. Because wins against Florida, South Carolina, and Mississippi State, yeah, they look good. However, nothing like playing with the big boys in the mecca of college basketball. Let's get over to Rupp Arena. Rebels off to a good start. First half, guard Breann Tyree from the logo pulls up, pop, lock, and drop. Ole Miss takes a 5-point lead. They'll be tied at 29 in the break. Guard Blake Hinson here knocking down the beautiful J. Second half, Rebels up 37-31. Wildcats following that. The steal by guard Tyrese Maxey gets it to guard Ashton Hagans for the monster slam. And less than 2 minutes remaining, Ole Miss takes the lead with this step back J from Tyree. The bench going nuts after that. Hey, you can't blame them. However, Rebels can't pull it off, and Ole Miss falls in a tough one, 67-62.
Ole Miss winning streak comes to an end.
Switching gears to college baseball, 6th-ranked Mississippi State in Game 2 of the opening weekend series against Wright State. Diamond Dogs coming out on top 6-2, and what a game for left-handed pitcher Christian McLeod. 5 innings pitching, only 1 hit, no runs, and 11 strikeouts. How about that for an afternoon? Bulldogs are getting back to work to close out the series Sunday at 1 p.m. if you're looking to catch that, but Mississippi State taking the series with that second victory this afternoon. And how about this for an impressive win? After falling on opening day 7-2 to second-ranked Louisville, Ole Miss baseball pulling off the upset, taking game 2, 8-6. The series now tied up at 1 for each team, and the decider will be happening Sunday at noon. That's it for sports. We'll have more for you when we come back. Stay with us.
It isn't springtime without more rain on there. It seems hard to find a day where we're in the 70s and have sunshine. Yet to be on the 7-day forecast. Sunshine back on Friday.
I just don't understand how there can possibly be that much rain.
This is
and
my
it's still
response.
going.
Not a whole lot coming. But,
Big thumbs down to the rain.
Yeah.
Bring me
Big
that
time.
sun.
Oh my gosh.
Big time.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We'll catch you back here later at 10.